There is a division between the east and west routes in Shanxi shadow puppetry carving. We first went to the Zhang family's shadow puppetry in Yuanjia village. The Zhang family's shadow puppetry comes from Jianyang, Shanxi. Liquan Yuanjia village Zhang family shadow puppetry society. Zhang family shadow puppetry belongs to the western route. The puppets from the western route are larger in size. Its characteristic is a simplified depiction. The carving technique is strong and bold. The colors used are elegant and subtle. Zhang Zhihei is a shadow puppeteer from Yuanjia village. His life has been closely tied to shadow puppetry. I was born in 1953. This is a family tradition. I am the third generation. I've been carving this for 50 years. My father was an actor. I never left shadow puppetry when I was a child. I come from 3 generations of shadow puppeteers. My father lived to 99 years old. He started acting at the age of 12. He passed away in 2001. When he passed away, people from Tsinghua University came to visit. My son studied at Tsinghua University. That young man, the shadow puppeteer. The production of shadow puppets is highly meticulous. The process involves selecting the leather, preparing the leather sketches, carving and coloring, sweating and smoothing. There are 8 steps, including stitching and combining. Carving is the most crucial part of shadow puppetry production. In the carving tools for shadow puppetry, there are pointed knives, flat knives and chisels. The skilled use of pointed knives is key to successful shadow puppetry. Sharpening the pointed knives to make them sharper. Otherwise, the pointed knife will affect the texture of the lines in the puppets. It will be hard to create good works. The pointed knife is also called an oblique knife. It is most commonly used in the carving process. It is used to carve long lines, curves. In shadow puppetry carving, 3 pointed knives are typically needed. Carving long lines with a pointed knife tests the carver's patience and skill. A skilled carver makes the lines straight and strong. Shadow puppetry carving uses a technique called push leather. It involves a technique of moving the knife and blending the carving. The specific method is to keep the right hand holding the knife still, the left hand's middle finger and the ring finger push forward. The index finger pulls back. By using the left arm, the entire body's strength is involved. This helps control the movement of the leather. Under a table lamp, Mr. Zhang carves with great attention to detail. He selects knives, sharpens them, and carves the works. Everything is done in one go. Look at this leather. It has bent my hand. Our Shanxi shadow puppetry, our specialty is this. We only turn the shadow puppets. The knife doesn't move. In Gansu, it's different. In Gansu, they pull the knife. Their knives are different and higher in style. This is how they pull the knife. The specialty of Shanxi shadow puppetry, the knife stays still. I learned in Yinchuan, just focusing on the leather, learning to turn the knife, carving a few feet of leather. A large piece of leather is shaved off. It requires a certain force. This is how I design. A large piece of leather. Look at the lines I carved here. It's not easy. It's not something that can be done in a day. My children even have shops in Hanzhong. There's a shop in Hanzhong. The new district has been around for 5 years, and people are still doing it. But people have changed professions due to the current economic society. It's not profitable anymore. I can only maintain this old craft. You see, in my generation, no one wanted to work in this field. This has been my lifelong passion.
下方在香街上，一把活到小鱼。小梁子，谢。
How old am I this year? Over 70.
18年生。
Born in 1948, I'm 75 years old. Wan Wan Chang, Bol Bol Chang. Wan Wan Chang is one of the three major traditional opera styles in Shanxi. In Shanxi, we have Qin opera, Mei opera, and Wan Wan Chang. These are the three major opera genres in Shanxi.
那缺唱是各缺人哈，那是八缺大八双八缺。
These are all. This is just a small part. In the past, there were many more. Now there aren't even 1/10 left. Let's take a photo with this grandpa. Is that okay? Let's continue the performance next time. Put your hands down. Your hands are covering your eyes. Put your hands down. Now in 4 counties, there are only 3 plays left. Everyone is old now, and you can't find anyone in the countryside. No, they are gone. The countryside no longer has them. Now in Huaxian, Huayin counties, in Dali County, even Weinan, with 15 counties. Now, they barely manage 3 plays. People are all too old. There are no younger performers left. You won't be able to see it soon. It will disappear quickly. Didn't the ones who used to perform come out to perform? Those who know how to perform are all out performing elsewhere. They are all in the cities now. I heard you've been abroad. Yes, I know. Osaka City. In 2009, Japan. Osaka Temple. That was in Korea. It was a seminar with Japan. China and Korea, a conference on intangible cultural heritage. It should have been. It was at Guangxi University for Foreign Languages. Guangxi University for Foreign Languages. We performed 4 plays. It was 11 years ago, in 2009. Did your original team go together? No, it wasn't. Our original team didn't go. It was just me, the director of the Cultural Bureau, and 5 of us. None of them were here. There weren't any here. You 5 people went, and it was just the usual group. Whenever we go anywhere, they always speak to me first. If it's official business, they talk to the government. Then they talk to the district or the Intangible Cultural Heritage Office, the Intangible Cultural Heritage Center, and the whole National Arts Group. They have to negotiate with the government or people in charge of the arts. They just talk to me, and no one else is considered. That year we performed on the big stage. We performed Wan Wan Chiang from the Shanxi Opera Research Institute. Yes, we sang on the big stage. We performed on a big stage. Now we don't perform much. You often perform out of town, right? Last time, we had 1 performance. The shadow puppetry we performed wasn't necessarily from Huaxian. You know, the tickets were sold out quickly. Tickets for that performance were 250 yuan each. I bought 2 tickets for 500 yuan, but we didn't get to watch it in the end. The performance was cancelled because of the pandemic. When? It was in Suzhou. It was around August. People from other places are still very interested in this. They come here to watch shadow puppetry. They're all from other places. Right? Yes. They're all from out of town. We can perform in other cities more. We should organize more of these performances, and I think they'll sell well. That's key. But we need to have connections with people there. We need people who are connected with us. When we go there, the local people are very unfamiliar with us. We couldn't stay for long at that time. Many people from other places said to us, I've been here for 7 or 8 years and don't want to leave. They didn't want to leave. They've been here the whole time. But when you go to other places to perform, Who will perform when the tourists come to see it? They'll watch your grandson perform. He'll hold the stage. My grandson performs alone. They're too old to be performing outside. Grandpa, are you taking on any apprentices now? Besides your grandson, does anyone else learn this craft? Who learns this? Who eats here? Who gives me pocket money? What should we do next? We shouldn't let the craft die. To learn this, you must come to this troupe and setting. Do you expect me to give you a book? You can study it until you know it by heart. But if you can't connect with these people, how will your grandson carry this tradition forward? My grandson works here. He works here. He's been working here for several years. He has been here since he was a child and has a master here. His master performs here. There are two young people. One is my grandson, and the other has been with me for many years. That's all. This shadow puppetry generally uses 3 sticks. There's a stick behind the neck. This one is behind the neck. You see, he only needs to hold this one stick to control and stabilize the entire body. Then, these 2 sticks are held in the hands. For example, this one generally holds a weapon. He directly fixes the weapon here.
The other hand. This one is actually a fist. The fist is clenched like this because of the form. This style we call kaozi. It's similar to traditional other drama forms. There's also a kaoki, armor-like covering. This is like the old armor or protective gear. Like protective gear. This one is for combat, so it's a fist. For example, this type of shadow puppet also uses 3 sticks. This one, for a female puppet. The stick is below the neck here. The stick is here. For male puppets, usually, these don't have combat actions, so there's no martial arts movements here. For general characters, there's a stick behind the neck. One goes behind the neck. The other 2 are held in the hands. I was born in 1995. How many years have you been learning shadow puppetry? I've been learning for almost 6 years. But I've actually seen it often since I was a child, because my grandfather is a performer. He's been doing this all his life. He's been involved with shadow puppetry. He has had 2 masters. The first master was about the same age as my grandfather. After learning for 2 years, I was supposed to continue learning, but he had to go home to recover due to health issues. Originally, I studied at the current theater. Later, I became an apprentice to another master, teacher Wei Jinquan, and until now, haven't officially graduated yet. I'm still in the process of continuous learning. Many plays are essentially interconnected. But the most important thing is to become familiar with each play, because the plot and characters are different. They differ. In the beginning, you might practice for several hours. Basic skills of hand movements are essential. Then, I've been learning directly from the troupe, learning beside the stage. So I've learned faster compared to others, because I can not only watch. Once I get familiar, I can directly start performing. As for the weapon, take Sun Wukong as an example. he holds the weapon, the golden cudgel, and generally, it also uses 3 sticks. One stick holds the weapon in one hand. The other hand is, usually, if it's a weapon like this. This hand will usually form a fist. While attacking, both hands move in the front. The front 2 hands are held together. The back one is also held together. Because there needs to be a curtain. Actually, it's here. The stick on top is attached to the curtain. There's a support point below. The simplest method is like this. But even this isn't done randomly. It has to follow a rhythm. This has to match the drum beat. Boom 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 boom. Each movement must match the drum beats, including other actions. For example, flipping over, turning over and back. It also has to match the drum beats. This is an example of the basic operation for a single character holding a weapon. At crucial moments, one hand holds one stick. For 2 people, since there's no curtain here, originally, the stick should be attached to the curtain, and this is how they perform. One flips, and the other sweeps, then strike the lower hand, then turn the body, then chase, boom boom boom. Sun Wukong usually flips, flipping over like this. There's another difficulty. In summer, your hands sweat. In the morning, and in winter, your hands freeze and become stiff. It becomes very troublesome. When you sweat, the sticks become slippery. Bamboo sticks are slippery, which makes it hard. So, this is the fundamental skill. There are many different schools across the country of shadow puppetry. There's a school in Shaanxi. Gansu has one too. Hubei has it as well. Also, Hebei, Tangshan, and even Beijing. Some countries abroad also have it, like Thailand and others. These are East Asian countries in the surrounding regions. These countries have more shadow puppetry, relatively speaking. But its origin is in Huaxian, Shaanxi. Additionally, the singing style of Huaxian shadow puppetry. This singing style is called Wanwanxiang, bowl chanting. The word bowl refers to the bowl you eat from, Wanwanxiang. A typical shadow puppet troupe consists of 5 people. One person is called, in our jargon, this person is called Qian Shang, the front voice. Qian Shang, meaning the voice in the front. Like when you watched my grandfather's character this morning. He sings all the roles, including Shang, Dan, Jing, Mo, and Chou, types of roles in Chinese opera. For civil scenes, the instruments are played. Drums are also struck. For military scenes, more drumming is involved. Then, the second person is the qianshou, hand holder. That's me. I'm responsible for performing the shadow puppetry. I control and move the puppets, and also manage the stage entrances. He pulls the strings, to control the puppets. For weapons, there's the striking of a chue, a percussion instrument used in martial scenes. Sometimes, he also plays the suona, a traditional horn. Then, there's the xiadang, lower stage entrance. The xiadang master plays the banhu, a 2-stringed instrument similar to a violin. It's similar to the erxian, a traditional Chinese stringed instrument. For military scenes, a horn is blown. The horn is either the maheo, horse horn, or the juanhao, military horn. Additionally, there's a master behind the scenes. This master, sitting behind the hand holder, is called Ho Chao, back seat. In the morning, you might see another elder, a grandfather figure. He's the one who strikes the weapons. There are 2 gongs. One is a large gong and the other a small one, called the go and ma gongs. For civil scenes, one hand strikes the clapper. The other hand strikes the copper bowl. Striking the copper bowl, the copper bell. It makes a ding 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 sound. This is said to be the origin of the Wanwanxiang style. That's why it's called Wanwanxiang, bowl chanting. It's from striking the copper bowl. Ding ding ding. This is the division of roles for the 5 people. Additionally, the style of Huaxian shadow puppetry, including the craftsmanship, in the country, and even worldwide, among various schools of shadow puppetry, the craftsmanship is considered the best. How do you view the future of shadow puppetry? Future of shadow puppetry. Right now, I still feel that the most difficult challenge is still the inheritance of the craft. Without inheritance, can't talk about a future for it. Because right now, there are really no young people learning this. In our local community, there are few young people involved long-term. In this industry, I'm the only performer left, and the number is decreasing rapidly, because most of them are